Hello there, it's a YouTuber with the most inconsistent video uploads. Indiana Jones historian, where I go over the history behind Indiana Jones and just talk about the guy in the hat. And on today's episode, it's another one of the artifacts of Indiana Jones. This one will be the final episode of season 1, and probably one for quite a while. And it's the one, well, it's generally a thing that's generally made up. And that's, considering most of the indie franchises had some strange artifacts, but it's in between made up and fictionalized. And this is an episode that I have very much been long dreading. But yeah, and also won't be over in the expanded media if anyone says, oh, you can do this or blank, or if somebody said, oh, you can do this, Atlantis or anything, or the Spear of Destiny. If anyone says anything like that, then it's gonna be this problem that I generally can't do those, because I haven't read the Spear of Destiny comics, and I also haven't played the Fate of Atlantis video game. So, in the expanded media that I have dealt with will be on Neo, but not that I haven't. And this one it's the one and only, finally, we got the Temple of Doom with Short Round. And and I think this is generally my first video on Temple of Doom. It's not even I hate the movie. I love Temple of Doom. It's one of my favorite indie movies, and I don't get why people hate it. But yeah. And that's considering, Temple of Doom, and I'm going over the artifact of the Chicago Stones. So, Chicago Stones, and it's gonna be an artifact that, and this, considering this is the most controversial indie movie, and there's multiple reasons why I have especially not really done this artifact. For big reason why it's just for multiple, but the big reason is just because it doesn't really have to deal with anything biblical or something more but much more has to do with Hindu religion, and I'm not Hindu, I'm a Christian, and that's considering I basically decided to put this off just because if I got something wrong about a biblical artifact in the indie movies, then it's essentially just on my fault for as somebody who has generally studied Christianities and ways of Christ. But if it was something of like this, well, it's somebody else who would have a different religion than me, then yeah, I don't. So yeah, and what now I've mostly grown up with Christianity, and I am Christian. That's why I've more or less just been doing this one, and so yeah, but I decided to finally do it. And it only took me, and it also, so yeah. But that's considering how those, so yeah. So but I am finally doing Temple of Doom, and it only took me quite a while. But yeah. So time to go with the adventure of the artifacts. And also, this one is a case scenario, just like with Holy Grail, is not actually Hindu, in the Hindu religion, the Chicago Stones are. But there's something called the Shiva Linga, which are supposed to be stones that generally have, that some religions even said how the post represent Shiva, or generally have Shiva in it. And to anyone who generally speaks Indian. I am sorry, I probably butchered that. Probably thinks I did, but Shiva is one of the many gods of Hinduism, or it's Hinduism, of Hinduism, and she is the god of time, yet this, which time and also has a lot to do with death. So, yeah, and that's that's what God of what, that's considering the Thuggy Code in Indiana Jones original thing. I am not making that up. The Thuggy Code were a genuine thing. But they weren't really religious, presumably. We actually don't know that much about them. Well, we do. But it's less likely that they did a religion, but just because they were thieves. But and that's considering Shiva that's considering Shiva is the Chicago stones are kind of like the Shiva linga, but they don't have magical powers. I think that's considering India has its own rule with a priest named Chicago and taking it up and finding it and then putting it. Then the Thuggy Code get involved, and then Indiana Jones shenanigans ensue. Now this is a case, and that's considering this is season 1 of the artifacts of Indiana Jones done. I will probably do more artifacts about Indy's adventures around the globe about it all. And that's considering probably won't be high on these when I can't get a original video idea out for a while. So yeah. So see you next time, adventurers and archaeologists. God bless and fortune glory.